lights on. We got cameras running. We're all sitting in our seats.
Cool. All right.
I think we're set.
I think we're set,
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Oh, turn up the
Aside from that.
the sound here for our little music intro, and here we go.
All right. Welcome to My Dad's Movie Podcast. I'm Mick Johnson. I am the dad. Yeah, I guess I've always been the dad.
Yeah, and today I'm the son.
Yes.
For the first time ever.
And with me, as usual, I got my son Tabor.
Yeah. I'm back.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've been here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying I'm back. Whatever. Okay.
It's something.
You can say you're back.
Yeah.
So today we've got two guests in the studio, and I don't know, people, everybody that's watching, the millions and millions and millions of listeners that are watching right now.
No, we make movies that go straight down.
The three people we've got watching right now. We are trying out a new studio. We've got a new background. We've got a new setup. We've got some new cameras. So we're going to see how things go. And we have two guests in the studio today. We have George Harrington.
Yes.
Yep.
And Sam Patzer.
Yep.
Very nice.
All right.
And you guys are brothers.
See.
Very good.
Yeah.
You are indie movie makers.
Correct.
Local to the Boise area.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, kind of. We are 2 hops and a skip from Idaho. We live in Ontario, Oregon.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So you're indie filmmakers from Ontario.
Correct.
Very good.
I think there's only 3 of us. Me, Sam, and Philip Terry. He's the sound guy.
Oh, okay.
I think you guys know who he is, but yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, Tabor does for sure.
Yep.
But we all travel over to Boise, so all the time.
Yeah, so I saw you guys at it's not the Cody Newton Fest, but the IFFF.
Idaho Film Family Festival.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys had put in a movie. What did you do?
Like what was the movie we did, or what were our roles on the movie?
The name of the movie.
Oh, it was In Memory of Tom Vulture.
Okay. Yes, I remember it had kids and a ghost.
Correct.
Very nice.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah. So give us a little rundown about that movie and stuff, and also a little rundown on you guys. What do you guys do? What are you into? What kind of things are you making, and what's coming up?
Do you want to go first, Sam?
I was the director of In Memory of Tom Vulture, as well the editor, the visual effects artist, and the director of photography. The premise of In Memory of Tom Vulture is 3 kids on Halloween night. One of them decides to go ghost hunting through kind of a local junkyard, and he's telling his friends that he met a ghost last year that died in this area, and this area used to be a ghost town, like an Old West ghost town. Well, after a prolonged argument with his friends, they discover that he was right. There's a ghost there, and they meet him, and he tells them the story about how he died on the frontier,
Right.
and his life and times on the frontier. So the movie is told through a flashback of Tom Vulture going back to, I think it was 1892, when it starts with him robbing a train and then having the conflict that ultimately led to his death.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
you guys were able to get an actual physical train.
Yeah, we casted his name is Thomas.
Yeah. Horrible. Always showed up to set drunk, so we had to replace him with visual effects.
Yeah.
Right on.
And you wrote Tom Vulture?
Correct. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. And you guys share directing duties, right? You guys alternate from time to time. Sometimes you direct, sometimes you direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So do you guys work on a lot of movies together?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think like almost every single one.
Yeah. If I'm contracted into something or I'm called out to do something, it'll be like, hey, I need a hand doing this, so I'll call out George, and then because he knows how to run sound equipment, he knows how to run lights, he knows how to set all that stuff up. So
Right on.
yeah.
I think
Nice.
I'm mostly I'm mostly in the producer and writer role, and then I help out anywhere way I can. I think that if somebody comes up to me and says, "What are you doing?" because it looks like I'm sitting around, and and
You're producing.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
"What? You're here because of me," and I don't like staying like that, but that's the truth,
Right.
But yeah, but the role I fall into after producing and the writing and stuff like that, and everyone's there is sound.
Okay. Yeah.
I hated it at first, so now we even bought a brand new boom pole.
No, he bought a brand new boom pole because he didn't like the little light pole that I had modified to be a boom pole, and he hated that
It's
every step
a
of the way.
fishing pole, and they stick a mic on the end of it.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
get it closer
Reel
to
it
the.
in.
I'm a little more industrious than that. It was a light pole. Okay.
It worked. Excuse me. It worked, but obviously, I was like, "Yep, this is how you do it," and everything. But then, I think at one time we borrowed a Rode boom pole, and it was so good. And then we obviously gave it back, and then just recently we bought one, and I haven't used it yet. But
Oh. Well, yeah. So you got to get out there and make a movie.
oh yeah, we'll be. We just can't say no. I think we're making like 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty stacked for this year. No, we got what? Can we announce what it is that we're doing?
If you want, yeah. Okay, so I think the timeline that we said is that we got asked to be part of the I-48. So we're doing that. We love it, but we don't like it. We don't like it. When we say we don't like it, it's because it's so super stressful. It like shaves days off our career, And then so we're doing the I-48, and then we're doing a short film called Grave Happenings. That's going to be was written and directed by Hut Wiggly, and then after that we're doing The Letter, which is a horror film. I wrote it, and Sam's directing that one. Mm. And then we're doing a music video called Demos for a client. And then we are doing a quinceañera in August. And and then we are doing a 13 Stories called Valentine's Day, and I wrote and directed that one.
So do you do a lot of writing? Is that kind of like what you like to do?
Yeah, that's so my biggest dream was to be a #1 best-selling author like R.L. Stine. And,
yeah.
And then I ended up writing more films than I've written books and everything. And so I think at one time I was scared because I was like, I think I'm losing the craft of writing an actual novel. And so I at that time I was going through some stuff. But anyways, I wrote a new novel called The Haunting of Stars, and then it was right back to script writing.
So have you got any books out there, or you just have some stuff you're working on?
Oh no, they're out there. I published 6 books, I think. Oh yeah, 6 books. So I published a Room is what it's called. It's a collection of short horror stories. I write the Pain and Panic series with my friend. What is his name? Oh, Joey Bachamp.
What's my friend's name?
Yeah, we were gonna clip
That's my best
this.
friend. Yeah. Joey Bachamp. So he writes 4 short stories. I write 4 short stories, and then we leapfrog each other.
Oh, right on.
And then I wrote when I first started getting into it, I wrote 3 books called The Broken Pain, Lions Among Humans, and then The Man That Couldn't Die, and then now The Haunting of Stars. And they're published. You can buy them, but I wouldn't recommend. I'm actually in the process of rewriting them.
You can buy them, but I wouldn't recommend them.
Those ones. If you buy the Pain and Panic ones, you'll like them. I don't think I was, in my opinion, I don't think I actually got good at writing until I wrote the Pain and Panic stories.
Oh, right on. Yeah, that's cool. So tonight we are. So what are we talking about? We're talking about 2 movies.
We are. What movies are you talking about, guys?
You guys picked them, right?
Yeah, I picked The World's End, which is the 3rd installment of the Cornetto trilogy, which I think is an underrated masterpiece.
Yeah.
I love The World's End.
And I'm talking about Batman Returns by Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, my idol.
So
Right on.
this is a return to the podcast for Edgar Wright.
Yeah, yeah.
and The World's End.
The World's End, right?
But this is the first time we have talked about Tim Burton.
Yes.
We have not talked about Tim Burton yet.
So probably what I'm going to do tonight, usually what I do is I like to kind of dive into the directors also quite a bit and then get into a movie. I think probably what I'd like to do is if you guys have something you want to say about the director, you know, and what you like about them, that's good. And then just kind of we'll get into the movies and talk about, you know, what it is from, you know, cinematic aspects or whatever, you know, whatever you like about them. We did talk about The World's End on another podcast, but we just kind of skimmed the surface of it because we actually talked about all three of them at one time. So, yeah. So where do we want to start? What do we want to talk about first?
Well, I say we start with the Cornetto trilogy. Let's start with
World's End?
The World's End.
Yeah, yeah. So World's End is yours. Where are we going with it? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think the thing that like really stands out for me, especially with the whole Cornetto trilogy, is that they do not get old. They do not age. Like you'll watch comedies from the 1980s and then you'll look at some of the jokes that are dropped in there and you're like, ooh, or I guess you just kind of had to be there. Cornetto, like, especially The World's End, they get better upon repeated viewings. And the reason that I think that Cornetto or the World's End is an underrated masterpiece is that it stands out as kind of more of like a personal story with the backdrop of the genre that they were making satire of, more or less. Like Hot Fuzz was, again, is in and of itself a masterpiece.
Incredible.
Shaun of the Dead, in and of itself a masterpiece. But those are kind of like genre films, whereas The World's End was a character piece and kind of like a coming of age, but for a 40-year-old guy, a coming of age movie with a backdrop of sci-fi. And it told a very eloquent, complex, and very sad and very rich story within that sci-fi backdrop, and it just melded all of those components together so immaculately that it's astounding to me that like more people don't revere it as often as they revere Shaun of the Dead. Now I get like those movies are excellent as well, but I feel like World's End needs all the love as well.
They're excellent for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're excellent in themselves.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like I said, they always feel fresh, and that's what I love about Edgar Wright. Anything that I see that Edgar Wright, like even if it's something I wasn't interested in watching, I feel refreshed after watching it because it's so fast, it's so intelligent, it's so witty, and it's just it's a difficult sensation watching his work to describe, but it always feels like timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I watch the Cornetto trilogy every couple years.
Yeah.
And usually I'll watch one and then I'll go a couple years and maybe I'll watch another. But then every so often, like, the planets align.
Yeah.
And I watch all three of them all at once.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartely agree. They never get old. There's not any jokes in there that age poorly, whether for just, the time period or, the political leanings of the time. Because sometimes you'll watch something and be like, ooh, that's not very PC today. Or you'll watch something and be like, I don't know who the hell Gerald Ford is. Why is that supposed to be funny? Like, like watching 1975 Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
There's so many things in 75 SNL that is so funny.
It is.
But there's also the other half that you just don't get because we were not alive in 75.
Well, and then like,
you were.
Yes.
It's awkward now. No, and it's even not like even back in 75, if you watch something like Scary Movie, why I feel like I'm not a fan like of kind of like the Adam Sandler Scary Movie kind of like comedies. especially Scary Movie, is it's because it's making references and making jokes of the films that were popular at the time. Now grab somebody that's like Braxton or George's son's age, Braxton. He's not going to get Signs. He doesn't know. He didn't. I don't know if he's seen Signs. But if he's never seen Signs, then half that movie is not going to make any sense to him. Where Cornetto works exceptionally well is that all of the jokes are self-contained inside of like the characters in the world that they have built. Like Hot Fuzz is like, it tells my favorite joke of a movie of all time, and it's where they're sitting at a pub. And it's the UK, so nobody has any guns. And he goes, well, you're from the city. Well, you're out here in the country, and you need to be ready because everybody and their moms is packing around here. And he goes, like who? And he goes, farmers. And he goes, who else? And he goes, farmers' moms.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, he, like, the first person he gets into a fight with is a farmer. And then out of nowhere, his mom pulls out a double-barrel shotgun. And it's just like this perfect self-contained callback.
So, that gives me where I want to go to next with Edgar Wright. But before I do, I want to mention what you said about Scary Movie, where if you haven't seen those movies, you're not going to get it. And so, but here's the thing: is that we grew up watching those movies, so we had like maybe there's 10 movies,
Sure,
that they make fun of in Scary Movie, but over the course of 10 years. So we saw those movies as they were coming out. So by the time we got to Scary Movie,
Right.
we had already seen all those. But now for your son, you're going to be like, okay, before we watch Scary Movie, I'm going to have to sit you down and we're going to have to watch 10 movies tonight.
yeah.
Or else
you
you're not
underst-
going to get
So
this.
you understand this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we lived up those 10 movies over the course of years.
Right.
Well, I probably wouldn't take Braxton to the theater to go see that one. It would be like a at home thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go see it in theaters myself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not to say like it's just not my favorite form of comedy. I think like the one that stuck out to me the most was Scary Movie 3. And that's because I did see Signs, like you said. I grew up on those movies, so I got all the references. But like the thing with it is like comparing it to Cornetto trilogy and comparing it to what Scary Movie to the Cornetto trilogy. Cornetto trilogy just stands the test of time. It could be released today, and it would be just as funny today as it would have been back when it was released 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, because the jokes are not tied to a time period.
Right.
And we talked about Airplane on the show, and Airplane kind of deals with the same thing a little bit.
Right.
Where Scary Movie is doing jokes about all these movies that you've seen.
Right.
Where Airplane doesn't do that, but it is doing parodies of commercials you might have seen or people that you might know. And so it's making fun of all these jokes.
Right.
But that also is based on the time period too. Like they make a coffee joke where like, that's weird. Jim usually doesn't have a second coffee, at home, which was an ad on TV
Yeah,
at
that
the
was a
time.
commercial.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you're talking about I've never seen Airplane and I've only seen Scary Movie 2.
Really?
Really.
You've never seen Airplane?
Never seen Airplane.
Get on it, man. Airplane,
It actually is really good.
Airplane and Basketball double feature.
I did see Basketball.
Basketball's great.
And Spaceballs, I could say, is like one of those. It's like a very good classic that makes I guess you could call it kind of like the same error that like Scary Movie does, but it doesn't lean into it as far because again, I think at this point everybody and their dog knows the story of Star Wars, and I think if you've seen Star Wars, you're gonna get a majority of Spaceballs, and
Right.
Spaceballs stands out on its own, anyways. But it does lean into that, like making the jokes of the time period, which again, coming back to the Cornetto trilogy, and it's like it's a comedy first, but they always do like especially. The World's End, and I think it does it better than the other two films did, is telling this like very deep, very sad, very personal story and walking this beautiful line of development that's not forced. Where am I okay to spoil it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
Everyone who's watched this has seen the movie already. I promise.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know. I'm just anyway.
There's only one guy.
Yeah. Well, and
It's one guy 40 times. It's my dad.
Well, it's I mean, at this point, the movie's been out for 10 years. So if you haven't seen it at this point, it's not my fault I spoiled it. It's your fault you didn't watch it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
No, at the end of the movie, so like the whole movie is kind of going through the story of this guy that like never grew up, and he was stuck in high school where like he peaked in high school. And the night that he graduated, he took his best friends out on, their little small town in England out on a pub crawl. And they never finished the crawl. They got too messed up and they all crashed out before they could get to the final bar.
Right.
And so later on in life, he's like in his 40s. His friends want nothing to do with him. They're all off, living their life and having their kids.
He's still stuck in high school.
Yeah, he's still the exact same guy.
Right.
Like, he literally has the exact same car that he had in high school, and
Right.
he's just limped it along all these years. And then at the
That's,
end,
that's another joke that I love. He's like, yeah, it's the same car, except, I changed out the transmission, I changed out the engine, all the brakes are new. And he's like talking about all these things that he's put back into it.
Yeah.
And it's essentially a different car at this point.
yeah,
But
it's like
he's-
the ship of Theseus, I think is what that's called. Where you know,
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. No, and like at the end of the movie, you kind of like you learn why he is where he is and what state he is in his life. And like the entire movie, he goes on about how like he's free and he can do whatever he wants. And at the end of the movie, you realize that like everybody else grew up around this guy and this guy was left alone, and it led him to some very dark places. And I think the thing that like he learns to value over everything at the end of the movie is like a sense of community and a sense of belonging somewhere. And then, I mean, without having to give the whole plot away or like having to explain the whole plot of the movie, like at the end of it, he makes friends with like robot copies of his best friends while his friends go off to live their own life.
Right.
Yeah, it's the way that they balanced like those darker elements and those sadder, more real, more guttural elements of like the tragedy of this guy's life, and how they balanced that with comedy, with sci-fi, with everything else that they mixed into this movie is just nothing short of masterful.
Right.
Because you never feel like anything is out of place in this movie. At least I never felt that.
One thing about Gary King, love the character.
But you hate robots with blue blood.
Yeah, don't bring those stupid things up. Something bugged me about those. The blue blood thing, that
Smashy,
irritated me.
smashy Eggman?
Yeah. I didn't like
I
it.
thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But he thinks that he's free.
Yeah,
But the reality is he's so trapped.
exactly.
Yeah, he has no freedom whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's trapped in a cage that he's built for himself.
precisely.
Nobody put him in there.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Because he was stuck on that one feeling that he had when he got out of high school was, what was the line like? We felt like we could take on the whole universe, and then it was a big lie. That like he was, he was Gary King in high school, and then he gets out of high school and he goes into a big city and he's nobody. And so he just retreats back into that high school form of himself.
Right.
And then he tries to drag his friends along with him. And then like his drug problem, alcohol problem gets so out of control that he nearly kills one of his friends.
Right.
Nearly killed himself too.
Yeah.
OD'd at first. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the like even though it's a comedy, that's the realness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some real stuff that like that's not funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, I think everybody in this room, we're all about 10 years removed, at least from high school. We've all known somebody that never really like grew out of that phase.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
I'm day one right now.
Right now, starting now.
Right.
The movie inspired you.
So the friends that you're talking about, one thing I was kind of curious about was what those friends, I understand they were kind of along for the ride with him, but I kind of felt like they represented something, almost like they represented different parts of what being a grown-up was.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I liked about those characters was that you could almost identify some part with all of them in some way.
Yeah.
Like, not that I was stuck in high school, at 59 years old.
How much you want to bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Yeah. But I watch Gary King, and I think, there's been times in my life where I'm a bit of a loser.
Yeah.
I don't really accomplish a whole lot, and who's his other friend who's kind of a little bit successful?
All of them.
No, he's the main guy.
Andy Knightley, the one that was his closest friend.
Nick Frost.
Yeah,
Nick Frost. Yes. Andy, you're right.
Yeah.
So he's successful, and he gives the impression of success, but deep down, he absolutely hates his life.
Yeah.
Right? And so each of these characters, they kind of, to me, they were representing something that being an adult is about. Just kind of a different aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that that's absolutely what I got from it as well. It kind of seems like it's trying to walk the line of the difference between being an adult and then just completely conforming. And where Gary King was a person that thought that conforming was the worst thing in the world, and the rest of his friends were kind of like, well, you gotta do it to adapt and live, dude.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just stuck in time. And then that theme plays out brilliantly, when they go to the other pubs, and all the pubs look like the same pubs that you would see in London. So they're everything's getting Starbucksed, everything's losing its independence.
Right.
Yeah.
You're drinking from your My Dad's Movie podcast mug today.
Coming at you, baby.
Yeah. Where can we get one of those?
Yeah, I was going to ask. These are the kitchen. La cocina.
I caught him off guard. You didn't have it queued up. Printify.
We actually have a little site on Printify that you can go to and buy some of our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got T-shirts and
mugs.
I think I got an apron for cooking and stuff like that.
Got a water bottle up there.
Got a water bottle.
We even have the shirt 8.
Yeah, you got your own branding over there. Yeah, I dig that. Anyway, back to the movie.
So, anyways, yeah, the whole thing was really cool, and I absolutely loved it. But you're right; it is a very sad, disturbing, kind of dark, and they have layered on these funny things to it to help get you through it. Otherwise, you're just crying.
Yeah.
It's kind of Edgar Wright telling two stories. The one that he wanted to tell and the one that he needed to tell.
Correct.
So it's like the story that he wants to tell is this alien invasion and body snatchers and stuff, and that's what he wanted to tell.
Yeah.
But then deep inside, what he needed to tell was the story about, turning 40 and, aging out and all this stuff. And, and I'm pushing 40. I'm almost there.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
it's the 16th anniversary of my 21st birthday.
Is it?
Back in March.
Congratulations.
I don't know about you. I've been 21 for a long time.
You're looking good for 21.
Did you do the Golden Mile?
What's that?
Yeah.
His second Sweet 16.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you should get to re-up on your Sweet 16 every 16 years. I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's every other year.
Yeah, right. Edgar Wright you talked about the joke, Farmer's Mums.
Yeah.
And his writing is very, very sharp.
Oh, absolutely.
And everything is meticulously planned because something is going to be mentioned in the first act and it's going to have a payoff in the third act every time. And it's not just one thing. It's not just Chekhov's gun where, we introduce the gun and that's the gun that's going to save us at the end of, at the end of the movie. Every single joke, is set up and comes back. In Hot Fuzz, when they throw the trash can at Nick Frost's head.
Uh-huh.
And then at the very end of the movie, they throw it at Simon Pegg's head. I mean, it's just all these comebacks and everything is so meticulously planned out because this needs to be set up now because it's coming back.
Yeah.
And you have to be paying attention. And there's so many times where I've watched all three of these movies and be like, oh, shoot, I didn't realize that was set up before, because I was like, man, that's so funny.
Well, and then there's like jokes that you miss that like after the 13th viewing of it, it's like, I've never seen that joke in there. I did not know that was there.
Like Aaron Aronson.
Yeah.
They set that up at the beginning of Hot Fuzz, and I did not even remember it until I was listening to a podcast about it a couple days ago. So I was like, man.
What was it? Ours?
No, it wasn't ours.
You listen to other people's
listen, I don't listen to our podcast. I never do.
Okay.
Actually, this is a true story, but I've never ever listened to a podcast at all. So this is like, obviously, I'm gonna go back and listen to this or whatever. But it would be my first podcast listening to. I've never ever listened to any podcast.
Have you been on one before?
Nope, this is my first time.
Oh, congratulations!
I know, it's crazy.
I had a year ago. I had never listened to a podcast either,
And he still hasn't.
and I listened to ours. Actually, I have listened to a few other ones, but when I told Tabor I wanted to do a podcast, he's like, "Well, what podcast do you listen to?" I'm like, "I've never heard one. Let's do one." So,
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Usually when you start something, you usually have influences that make you want to do that. You've never, like...
That'd be cool.
I want to be a basketball player. Oh, really? Like, who's your favorite team? I don't know. I've never watched basketball.
The basketball players.
Yeah.
Right.
The ones that do the dribbling.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
So the aliens that I don't like, the alien twist, do you think that the show could have been just as good and moved along if they didn't have the alien part of it?
Personally, no. I feel like that is actually like a strength for it because again, it is a story about growing up, and then a part of growing up is a sense of conformity, and literally like this entire town or like this entire race of aliens is like very politely trying to strip everybody's independence away.
Right.
And I think kind of what I got from the end is that you can't be made to be perfect. You just have to accept your flaws and accept who you are. And that's kind of like, I think kind of what that argument was at the end of the movie, which was one of the most brilliant, like, end fights to an alien.
When they're fighting behind the bar and
No.
stuff, or
When they have the argument with the big light,
Yeah.
and literally they just
okay.
curse at it and yell at it while they're just drunk to the point where they just go, you know what, never mind. We're leaving. We're not invading this planet anymore, which that I still like. That still gets my sides to split every time I hear it.
That's Bill Nighy playing.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
The light, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in all three movies.
He is.
I love Bill Nye.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah,
I just said like I was just gonna say I love my favorite performance by him is
David Jones, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love excuse me. I love the line that he has in Hot Fuzz where Simon Pegg's like, "You can't just make people disappear." And he goes, "Yes, I can. I'm the chief of police."
Yeah, I can.
It's so funny because his roles get smaller and smaller as the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, because he was like the stepdad in
Yeah, he was
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you kind of feeling like if we took the alien aspect out of this, that we just would have had Stand By Me?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been imbalanced, and I don't think that it would have I don't think it would have had that like same thematic weight that it had because of the aliens. Because again, the aliens were like a sense of conformity and a sense of like nostalgia because like they had the whole element where like their high school crushes were brought back.
Right.
And then like at the end of the movie, you learn why their high school crushes were brought back as like teenagers. It's because the original person didn't conform and then they got mulched.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very important aspect, and I've heard the criticism a few times of it, and I can understand the criticism that the aliens were kind of out of place and it imbalanced the rest of the film. But for me watching it, and I'm also a huge sci-fi fan. Like one of my other favorite films is District 9. I you can put sci-fi elements in, the Notebook, and it would fit for
Oh
me.
yeah.
The aliens they kept all the letters.
Yep.
They couldn't read them.
Yeah.
But they kept them.
These human scribblings are.
I read a review on Letterboxd about a guy saying that he's like, this movie would have been great had there not been aliens in it. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like that's the counterpoint to
Right.
the story. You get one half of the story without the second half.
I liked that aspect also. I mean, I rip on the aliens, but
You
I
just don't like that they're blue.
Yeah.
well, actually, what I don't like about them is I don't like that they fell apart so easily. Like just kind of fighting them, their arms came off really easily. I don't know. It pissed me off for some reason. So it's something I got to get over. I know
Just
that.
They're supposed to be aliens. How come they're coming apart so fast?
Right.
Just
Yeah.
white knuckling through the Cornetto trilogy.
Well, I can understand that, like, they don't pose as much of a threat, that like they break down very easily. But I think kind of one of the points that they made about it is that they made those robots for like human comfort, and they were never really built for anything beyond that point. It was to like,
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
yeah, it was to like sell their invasion in a more like affable way, in a way that had a face to it that was friendly to them.
Oh, and I don't think they were expecting to be fought against. So that's probably.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you don't expect to be pulled apart in a bathroom, I guess.
Yeah, they were
So,
supposed to. They were
We didn't
supposed
plan for that.
to. Exactly. So that's probably why
But
why
when
it
it-
happened that way.
But when it happens, God help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny element where he beat one of them to a pulp with its own arms.
With his own arm, yeah.
You know, what's really funny is I saw, I've watched this movie 100 times, but this is the first time I noticed that one of the twins had the other twin's legs on her arms. And so she had two sets of legs, and one of them was like the top legs. And I was thinking, that's kind of Tim Burton-ish. That's weird. I was like, these movies are kind of crossing over. And so a thought experiment I wanted to share at the end of this after we talk about Batman. So I kind of want you guys to think about this a little bit before we get there. You guys keep your favorite directors, but switch movies. How would that look? You have Edgar Wright, but he's directing Batman Returns. And you have Tim Burton, but he's directing The World's End. How would those movies look different in the hands of different
Yeah,
directors?
we won't get into it yet, but Tim Burton is easy to, I think, figure out where it's going to
Not
go.
really, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You're like, oh, just put dark makeup under their eyes, and that's Tim Burton.
There you
But
go.
I think it's so
Get
much
Johnny
more
Depp
than,
to do it.
more than that. But the thing with Tim Burton is like he uses a lot of the same people, and then it's because they're good and they want to work with him.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds of our gang. We kind of use some of the same people, but we also bring in one new person. And then somehow they do this, like, they either keep showing up in our movies, or they definitely get like the 2 movie treatment,
Right.
like you're in this one, and then now you're in this one, you have a bigger role or a smaller role. But like, what we also do too is that if you're an extra, because I don't want to waste your time, dude. And so we're gonna put the camera up in your face. There's no guy in the background eating tacos.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could put it. You don't need to pause it to find your spot. You're there, and so it's very stressful with extras because of that rule, because you want to get everybody in there, and you want to they're there, and until we need them, they are kind of sitting around, but we always try to do that,
Right. Yeah.
Are we wanting to move on to the next movie? Do you feel
I did want to know real quick. Now, did you say you have or have not seen that World's End?
I have seen World's End.
You have seen
Yeah,
it. So I'm kind of curious, of all the characters, who did you guys like the most? What character was like, oh, this is the greatest character?
Bill Nye. No.
Bill Nye, okay.
It's a toss between Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's Paddy Considine. I love him. I love him so much. He is the Stephen, the other friend Steven, who's in love with Sam in the love triangle.
Oh, right.
Who is he's in the Dragon show, Game of Thrones, the new one.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
House of the Dragon.
House
I
of the
think.
Dragon. Gosh,
House of the
I
Dragon.
can't
He's the
believe I
main
forgot.
guy. I don't know his name, but he also played the Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
He was King Viserys in
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. He's also one of the Andys in
Yeah, in Hot Fuzz.
who's my favorite character
Oh, yeah.
in the entire trilogy. He's my favorite character in the entire trilogy. Absolutely love
And
him.
they just dropped the trailer for season 3 of House of the Dragon. Just to let you know that.
Ooh, cool. Post it here, guys. Boop. All right.
Everyone goes and watches that. Just real quick. No. Where's the time? Wait.
We have My Dad's Movie Podcast, the exclusive first look trailer. You have to listen to our podcast
Yeah.
to get the first look trailer at season 3 of House of the Dragon.
Now we just got to get it.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of agree with you. I liked Nick Frost a lot. One thing I noticed about his character here, in the other two, the previous two, his character was kind of the idiot. He seemed to be even more of a loser than Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
But in this one, he wasn't. He was like the opposite type of character.
Yeah.
So
It was
I thought
weird
that was
'cause-
kind of interesting.
Shaun of the Dead, they're both losers.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz, Nick Frost is the loser. Simon Pegg is not. And then in this one, they reverse it again, where Nick Frost isn't the loser, Simon Pegg is.
Right.
But just because one is the loser and one isn't, that doesn't mean that the character that isn't the loser doesn't have flaws, because that's where we get the movie. You know, Nicholas Angel in Hot Fuzz, he has flaws too. Even though he's this well put together person, he can't shut off. He is constantly at work.
Yeah.
And so
he can't be a person. He's a police constable.
he can't relate to people.
yeah. So even though he may be put together, there are flaws in all of these people.
Right.
So
Well, and even like the loser character in a majority of their films does come to a point where they develop and more or less become whole. Like Nick Frost's character in Hot Fuzz at the end of the movie, he actually does take on more of the, becomes more of a serious police officer.
yeah, starts to take it seriously.
Yeah. And instead of just being there because his dad put him there.
Yeah. So
Exactamente. No.
Exactamente.
all right. Anyone else have anything else to add for The World's End?
I got nothing.
Go watch it.
This is the first time I've called it The World's End throughout the entire podcast and not called it At World's End,
Right.
which is a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Well, and then to make it confusing, at the same time that movie came out, there was one with it was Danny McBride, James Franco, what's his name?
This is the end.
This is the End. Yeah.
Yeah, which
So-
is another
Oh, yeah.
apocalypse movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of ends in 2013.
I haven't seen that movie, so
It's okay.
Well,
Yeah,
the bad news is that there's like 15 other movies you have to see in order to understand it, like
I know.
Pineapple Express,
I've seen that one.
Knocked Up.
I've seen that one. So okay, well, everyone gets high and gets knocked up, and it's the end of the world.
Basically, yeah.
There's a parody movie that makes fun of that, like the 40-year-old version who knocked up Sarah Marshall, and like it has all of these titles in it. And I was
love
like,
forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I was like, dude, once you're doing a parody of comedy movies, throw in the towel, dude.
Yeah.
You're done, because the parody is making fun of serious movies and making it funny.
Right.
Doing a parody of a comedy movie, I mean, it's just like photocopying a photocopy. Just you keep losing,
You keep losing color and detail and texture.
Exactly, yeah.
And
So we do actually have a sponsor, our first sponsor ever. So you guys get to be on the first episode. We have a sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Garage Monkey. So as soon as your kids move out and they're no longer helping you in the garage, you can get yourself a Garage Monkey who can help you hold the light, help you, hand you the socket wrench, and he'll always be there to help you out, and he won't cry if you backhand him. So go to garagemonkey.com. Dad, you have a Garage Monkey. Tell us a little bit about Garage Monkey.
Yeah, he's actually on the microphone over there.
He's talking right now.
oh, you don't cry if you backhand you?
No. GarageMonkey.com. All right. Anyway, back to the show.
Now we got to segue in.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
This podcast hasn't gone off the rails in a while, so I thought I'd throw in Garage Monkey.
Let's just completely destroy it on this.
I really thought, I was like, oh, this is cool, you know?
Yeah, we were here for a sponsor.
How much does it cost?
I
was
need
about to
two
ask.
monkeys.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, is it like a real monkey or is it like a robot monkey?
Or I even was like thinking, like, is it like a piece of metal that you like connect to your car so it holds the light? Like
So
a monkey wrench, you know?
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. It just holds the light for you.
Copyright, you can't use it.
Yeah, monkeys will eat your face, though. You got to be careful with those guys. You
Like-
never know when they're going to eat your face.
Did you guys ever hear that movie Monkey Shines?
Yeah.
Where the guy's a quadriplegic and he gets a monkey to help him out, but the monkey's jealous of his girlfriend, so he starts killing people.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's
I've heard about it. I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, not directed by Tim Burton.
Not directed by Tim Burton. He wouldn't
right.
do it. No.
So you chose Batman
Tim Burton,
Returns.
Batman
Yeah.
Returns.
And why did you pick Batman Returns instead of Batman?
Well, because you kind of have to talk about. I have to talk about Batman '89 is what I would call it. Because for Batman Returns, so on a couple reasons why. So like Tim Burton doesn't like to do sequels, and obviously when you make like a cash cow, you know, like Batman '89, they're gonna ask you to or beg you to come back. So like he says, I don't want to do it, and so then they said that what if we give you like 100%. Or close to anyways, creative control. And that's what got him into it, because his next movie, he said that he wanted to dress everybody up in like crazy weird costumes. And I wonder what kind of movie that was going to be, but that's what ended up happening in Batman Returns. So almost everybody is dressed up in a weird way. And they have weird
I think
makeup.
that's called Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so like obviously like there's Penguin, and he was born that way, and then we got two people that dress up like the animals, so that's also what they were kind of what interested him as he thought about it more, and he was given more creative control. And so with like Penguin, so he's a freak, so he would join the circus, and then he's in control of the Red Triangle Gang, which is what basically they don't tell you because you really don't need that information, but the information is there. You just got to know it. Is that Penguin is like, he's a billionaire. He's rich, just like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so he funds the Red Triangle Gang. And so that's how he's able to get them to do whatever they want. They're not just being weird and crazy.
I see.
How does he get his
Huh.
money if his parents ditched him?
Like again, it's just like it's irrelevant, but it just he found a way, like, you know. But it's through the comic book lore and all that stuff and
Gotcha.
everything. Yeah.
Speaking of comic books, you probably know more about this than I do, but they did have a comic book released of Batman 3,
Oh
which
yeah.
was Tim Burton's version of
Yeah.
what Batman Forever would have been had they not taken it away from him and given it to Joel Schumacher. Yeah.
It's because McDonald's basically is what got him fired, is because they wanted to sell toys, and they're like, "What's coming out of the penguin's mouth?" He's like, "Bile," you know. Oh, okay. And so like if you look at the toys, obviously they didn't like it, and then when they went and saw the movie, it scared the kids, you know.
Yeah, which is ironic because the little kids are at McDonald's shoving bile down their throats. So I mean,
Yeah. So it's I guess when he went to do the third movie, because you know they were gonna do a third movie, so they asked him, and then he said that so basically they were kind of like, you know, beating around the bush. He goes, "You don't want me to direct them Batman 3." And then they're like, "Well, you know," but of course that was the ultimate thing, but they had him be on as a producer because they were basically too afraid to like do Batman 3 because of it, because they were like, well, you know, we have Tim Burton and he's making us a lot of money and everything, but we don't want him to do what he did for Batman Returns. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
How far is this going to go?
Yeah,
Is probably what they're wondering.
well, if they did it, Robin Williams was gonna play the Riddler. I forgot his name. He played he was in Star Wars. He was
Lando Calrissian. His name is I know it. Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams would have been Two-Face. Actually became Two-Face. So
Oh,
he's
wow.
Harvey Dent in Batman 89.
I just got to say that would have been a much better movie
Oh,
than
yeah.
Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah.
The Joel Schumacher editions are just awful.
It's been years since I've seen the Joel Schumacher movies, and I still love them. So it must mean I haven't seen them recently enough.
Okay.
Because I hear people crap on them all the time. And I guess maybe the last time I watched it, I was like 10, 11. It's been a long time.
I saw them when I was that age, and I couldn't stand them then.
Yeah.
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 I remember not liking the fourth one, Batman and Robin.
Batman Robin. Oh man, it's just terrible.
I remember seeing that in theaters, and it was one of the first times I was like, movies can be bad? Like, I thought just because it was on screen, that means it had to be good, because who would put bad stuff on the screen? And I watched that, and I was like, no, I must be wrong. This is good. And so I like hunkered down and like really.
I think it's because they dumbed it down for kids. So basically,
Thanks, George.
Yeah. No, no. They the reason why it was that bad is because they they forget that kids the money, but they forget that kids grow up, and like it's like, so you watched, let's say they made the movie for kids for Batman Forever when you were 4, and then now you're 7, and they're still making it for 4-year-olds. They didn't make it for 7-year-olds. They didn't do anything like that. Yeah.
This just gave me an idea for a new short film
Oh, what's that?
about a guy who used to watch this kid show growing up, and he thought it was the best thing ever. And then he watches it again as an adult. It turns out it's really dark and like psychotic.
Like he sees the subliminal messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, in between.
Makes him want to kill people.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just the older he
You
gets,
can't
the
use that
more.
copyright. No.
So, did Tim Burton? Did he did the first one?
First and second, yeah. So
Okay.
So Batman 89, he had producer. Obviously, he had a say, but he was more restraint and everything by it. And so he's an
Now, that one had Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Yes. Okay.
So, but see, and that's what I was about to get to. So he also doesn't want to do the same movie twice. That's also why he doesn't want to do a sequel. And so even though now he is doing a sequel, so they have Batman who's dark,
Right.
and like even the little color that he has, yellow and stuff, it's like it's even more minimal on him, and the Joker's like super colorful.
Right.
And so like them having both, next to each other, especially in the setting, they both pop, and so they have one who's super colorful and he's evil, and then they have someone who's super dark and scary looking, but he's like the good guy, right? And so then when they moved over to Batman Returns, obviously he's not going to make them all super colorful. They're all wearing black, but so like if think of it as like he's doing a picture with charcoal and like eraser and stuff, and that's how he did it. So the grays are a little bit more gray. The dark is like it's like pale white and stuff and everything. And so like there's the scene where Penguin and Catwoman are on top of the building, and they're talking about like how they're framing Batman and stuff, and they're both wearing black, but it's like the colors are different grays and stuff, and it's
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize that's what I was feeling when I was watching it, but it is kind of like a charcoal painting. It's like grayscale. There's like blacks and grays, and it's a very gray movie.
Yeah, and I think he inspired the new Tim Burton's look on Batman Returns inspired Nosferatu, the remake and stuff, and how that was looking. And so what is that called?
Gothic?
No, it is Gothic, but the filter, the
German
grade.
expressionism.
No,
Oh.
but that is that. No, it's the grade on the camera.
The grade on the camera.
So when you grade the movie, it's called he does it all the time, and we talked about that all the time.
Bleach bypass?
Yeah, they're bleach bypass. Yeah, so he does a lot of, so he does all that with the different paintings, and puts a bleach bypass on it. And so like if he wants to show blood, in real life, the blood is not red; it's orange, so it shows up as red on the bypass.
It's a real dark. It's a colorful darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, reds with bleach bypass usually go towards black. When it would turn orange, that was an effect of, I think it was ectochrome back in the day, as well as the blood mixture that they used in the 70s and 80s that turned it that orange.
No. It didn't. The bleach bypass didn't turn the blood orange. They used orange, and then when it did the bleach bypass, it showed as blood.
Oh, got it. Now I see what you mean.
Yeah. So, and then it has this. It's got layers. We talk about layers, right? So. Same thing with the charcoal paintings, where they have it during Christmas and stuff, and it makes sense that it's during or close to Christmas because of the penguin is how do you have a penguin and he's in Gotham City? It's basically like New York, and
Super cold.
super cold, and so that's how they were able to do that. So Christmas and that's when penguin kind of like comes and makes his like return to
Right. So is this a Christmas movie?
It is actually, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I do this and a Die Hard double feature every year.
I've never seen Die Hard. Oh,
What?
I know.
What is happening
It
here?
astonishes me when people who make movies don't watch movies. That's so.
Well,
It's like my son Alec.
I just showed him the Indiana Jones franchise.
For the first time ever.
it was so good.
It's good, isn't it? It's so
It was good.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or The Last Crusade is my favorite, and then the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, Dial of Destiny.
At least.
It was good, but my favorite part is
I thought it was
when
called Pick a Destiny.
yeah. No, but my favorite scene because it's all building up to it. So when they go back in time, spoiler alert. But anyways, they go back in time and stuff, and then he's like, "Leave me here, just leave me here." Like there you go, Yeah.
Dial of Destiny is 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the fourth one was,
Crystal Skull.
yeah, which had aliens.
Yeah.
I know that there were aliens and stuff, but it's cool, man.
My favorite thing about that is people like, what? Why are there aliens? And it's just like, you just watched a Nazi's face melt off by a bunch of Jewish angels.
Yeah, and they can't get past that.
And you can't suspend disbelief for a little bit to think about,
Well, and we're not
aliens.
it's I think there was a critic that had said like, well, I guess it depends on who your god is when they were talking about the Crystal Skull, but personally, I think that Crystal Skull is just a little bit better than Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, with
Because Temple of Doom is not my favorite.
No.
I don't think it's a lot of people's favorite, but I think what have made it actually good, I think we talked about this, is that made it kind of more worthwhile because it still has its flaws. But remember when they had to go get the gems or whatever and bring them back, and they were saying like our people can like live now and we won't starve and stuff. It would have been so cool if he put them back and then just all of a sudden the land just started growing in front of him and he's like, oh my gosh, whoa, yeah, and they were like, no, we were serious, yeah, we're starving, we need them,
Right.
Yeah. So, what makes you gravitate towards Tim Burton versus what makes him gravitate towards Edgar Wright? Like, why is he your guy?
I just think it's some, not saying like anything about Edgar Wright or anything like that, but there's no, with Tim Burton, or at least in Batman Returns, there's no message behind it, it's literally about Batman, and so it's actually about Batman, Penguin, and Catwoman, and how all their different stories intertwine and stuff. And if you're wondering, Tim Burton is actually the Penguin in the movie, and so the reason why is because he's an outcast, which he gets brought in by the people. Obviously, he's lying, but he gets welcomed in. Then he gets outcasted again. That same thing happened in what's it called? Edward Scissorhands.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, and Beetlejuice, they need him. He's an outcast. They need him, and they try to get rid of him. And so Tim Burton is actually the Penguin in that one. And so the different directing style is there's always something different always happening. Like even the part where they're throwing food at him. So when he like pulls his umbrella,
Mhm.
like we just see him. We see him in that part. He goes, "Why does somebody always bring eggs to a speech?" You know. And all right. And so when he says, okay, so when he says eggs, okay, he actually has tomatoes hanging off his nose, and then when he says eggs, a piece of cabbage falls down. So we've actually, even though we didn't see the tomato or see the egg, he had said egg, so the egg is like present in our mind. So they're
Mhm.
throwing stuff at him, right? So and like see how we got all that in just that quick little
Right.
whatever, and so like, and it's very like, even if you just pause it, it's like it's a painting or a picture, and then all of a sudden he like just starts unloading, like screw you guys and stuff, and just like just the sound effect and how he just like doesn't even care and stuff, and then he's like, we kind of with the camera it kind of goes out, and then we're seeing something different now.
Right.
And so it's still him up there shooting, but now he's running out of bullets and the camera's down is on the hi-hat now. And
Right.
see like, even though that's how you're able to accomplish seeing something different every single time.
Yeah. To me, Tim Burton, it seems like, you can, anybody, all of these directors, they can tell a story about Batman, right? Tim Burton tells the story, but he opens up this almost a bizarre world
Yeah.
while
yeah.
he's telling the story.
So I was gonna say that too. So everybody on that set, they felt silly. They're dressed up like a clown. Michael Keaton hates being dressed up like Batman,
Right.
but then they get it. They eventually get it,
Right.
and they just like lock in. And so like, and the performance is so like holy crap. Like Michelle Pfeiffer, she's like, oh, I get this. I've always wanted to be in a Tim Burton movie, and he only did like 2 at that time, right? And so he did Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and he did Batman '89, and then so and now he's doing Batman Returns, and so like so she put that bird in her mouth twice.
Had he done Beetlejuice before that also?
He was doing it like at the same time. It's kind of weird. Oh, wait, he did do Beetlejuice. Oh yeah, sorry, he did
He did
Beetlejuice
Batman, then Beetlejuice.
and then Batman Returns.
Well, then when was Edward Scissorhands?
Wait, no, I'm wrong. It was Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Was his first
then
one?
Beetlejuice.
No, it was Batman.
No, because I remember reading an article where someone was like, "They're getting the guy that played Beetlejuice to play Batman. What are they?
Oh,
Are they
you're right.
freaking
You're
crazy?
absolutely
What's
right.
wrong with this guy?"
And then
Yeah.
it was Beetlejuice, but they did that to ruin his career. Like they absolutely hate Tim Burton for some reason. They just hate him. So they threw that at him. He says, "I gotta do this," and they're like, like, well, who wants to do a movie about Beetlejuice? And so like, that's gross. Beetlejuice. Think about it.
Right.
I believe Edward Scissorhands was 93. So
93.
Batman Returns was 92.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to like focus more on Batman Returns, but Batman or Edward Scissorhands was the first time that he basically had his hand in all the cookie jars. So
Yeah.
What do you mean by cookie jars? Like
So
like full on auteur?
Edward's obviously he didn't write Edward Scissorhands, but he was like definitely ratatouilleing the writer,
Presenter and I kind of feel like
I see a little Tim Burton sitting on somebody's
Yeah.
head.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I kind of think that I've never been that way.
Mhm.
I've never had a director who wants to work with me and it's just like, hey, why don't you write something like this? I'm kind of running into that for the first time now.
Hmm.
I have someone who's like, hey, why don't you write something like this? And it's kind of foreign to me because for me, it's always been, I have this idea and I'm going to do it. I'm the one who's writing it. I'm the one who's directing it. So I don't have, excuse me. But Tim Burton, I don't think has ever written anything.
No.
I think he's always, there for the writing process.
Well, actually, not to derail you, he wrote the poem for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
He wrote the poem. Yeah, and I think that was it.
Yeah. But I mean, every writer though is working for Tim Burton. I mean,
Yeah.
he handpicks these people. He's very involved in the process, and
Yeah.
so
Well, just like you were saying, how you get a certain crew that you like to work with, he's going to do the same thing. He wants somebody that's kind of understands his vision a little bit, what he likes to make, and maybe thinks a little bit along those same lines. Otherwise, he would just have to sit there and tell him every line.
Yes and no. I think that was only the case where he like gave a crap about like what was going to be said was just for Edward Scissorhands, because like they wanted to do Beetlejuice the sequel where Beetlejuice was in Hawaii, and he's like nah, and then they
could
wasted
dig that.
they wasted his time for as Superman, so they go, well, if he can do Batman, he can do Superman, and like excuse me,
was that Nicolas Cage?
yeah, Nicolas
Yep.
Cage, and then he wrote or drew out all the stuff for Brainiac, and like and like the art is so cool, and it was like yes, but they're like no, Superman has to fight a giant spider, and he cannot fly. Superman can't fly,
Oh.
and so then
What?
yeah, so they were just like screw it, and then but like it's kind of big, and so they just canned the whole thing because of it. And so he says like that was the first time that like my time has been wasted for like a year and a half,
Right.
Jeez.
And so but it's kind of cool because Nicolas Cage is the strongest Superman
Mhm.
because he couldn't fly and defeated a giant spider that ate the sun, so there's no sun that can charge him, so he's the strongest Superman. Just saying. Just saying.
Interesting. If that movie would have come to fruition, that would have been bizarre. And Nicolas Cage's career might have been completely different.
Well,
at
he's
this
Spider-Man Noir now. It comes out at the end of May.
I heard about that.
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
So let's talk about production design. Do you guys have a production designer that you work with? Do you guys have a guy, or is it like different film, different person?
I would say that it just depends, but like in my opinion, and what we've been kind of going for is what the selling point is the script. And so it's there's never really been a time where we're like we can't write that because we don't have access to that. We always try to see if we can find a way to make it happen.
Mhm.
And so we're not, but I don't think that we actually have a person. I mean, it would be us, right? We're the production designer, but we don't actually have a production designer.
That would kind of like fall between Hut and Amanda,
Yeah.
because Hut's usually the one that'll like build crazy props all the time. Like for Sky Priestess, he built portions of a cockpit, and he built
Oh yeah.
like as close to accurate flight uniform and airman uniform. And Amanda's always been able to get us like props, wardrobes, and all these kinds of different looks. Like it's kind of spread across the set.
Yeah.
The reason I bring it up is because Tim Burton has a very distinctive style,
German expressionism.
and his production designer gets it. Like
Yeah.
the production designer knows exactly. Look, I'm working with Tim Burton. I know his stuff. I know what we're going for.
Only because he draws it out beforehand. So he so he goes and he like a reader, like Stephen King. What does he do when he writes? He writes obviously, but then he reads. So like so half his day is reading and writing. Or I don't know if it's the same, different, like reading first or whatever. But this is my idea. So like how they designed the penguin was based off of his drawing. So he kind of draws it out. But yes, you're right. Like somebody gets him, right?
Yeah. And his production designer is Bo Welch,
Oh, really?
who don't hold this against him, directed the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat,
Oh,
but was also
I love that show.
yeah.
but was married to Catherine O'Hara, who is in a lot who was in a lot of Beetlejuice,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of Tim Burton stuff
film.
before
Yeah, so that's
she passed away.
Tim Burton, and he had Christopher Lee, He had obviously Johnny Depp. He had Alice Green, right? Is that her name?
I'm not sure.
She played Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I think especially when you're as crazy as Tim Burton and you have all these things in your head, having someone who can help put them on the screen, help you get sets that look like what's in your head and costumes that look like what's in your head and all that stuff. I mean, I wish I had a production designer that I could go to every film and be like, this is what I need, this is what's in my head, and they can just go, gotcha. I know exactly what you mean.
This is kind of the struggle with indie film is the funds to bring people on.
Yeah.
Yes and no. The reason, in my opinion, so like
I'll take the yes part.
okay, obviously we can do a lot with a lot of money, and that's one thing that I agree with you on. That like we have all the camera, we have all the cast we want to do, but then how cool would it be if we went and we bought a warehouse?
Cool.
and
We
then-
just lost our lights.
Yeah.
We bought a warehouse. We bought a warehouse, and there was just construction going on, and it was being made, and then that's what we were gonna be for however long, right?
Right.
That'd be great. But I think, German expressionism, that's the creative part. Is anything that's thought provoking. Why is the tree bent like that? Are they tired? Are they born that way? It's anything that's thought provoking. Is
Right,
German
right.
expressionism, yeah.
Yeah. So the characters, obviously, they're really cool characters in this movie. I was kind of thinking about the city itself, Gotham City,
Yeah, so
as a character.
yeah. I was gonna say that is that is German expressionism. He even did that in Batman '89, and they thought like, why are we doing this? And Tim Burton's able to create a world where we don't have to ask a lot of questions. Where are we? We're in there, and that's it.
Right.
Let's go over here.
He sells the world very, very eloquently.
I thought
Yeah.
Gotham looked incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's just two guys like this, and that's it.
Right.
It's like, where are we? We're in Gotham, dude. This
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
they do.
We have, beautiful sets, beautiful props, great matte paintings, which is such a, I'm so sad that matte paintings are a thing of the past. I miss matte paintings and stop motion and,
They do matte paintings. They just do them digitally now.
well, I mean, but actual paintings. I'm like paintings on glass. I miss that. Obviously, the concept still exists. We still have, a green screen, and we put all these beautiful things behind. And of course, obviously, it's better now. It's more advanced. We can do a lot more. We can have movement in the matte paintings. But I don't know. There's just something kind of neat about painting.
Painterly.
Yeah, putting it on glass and having a physical.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know.
it's like
no say. No.
I mean, it's like stop motion.
Mhm.
What we have now is infinitely better,
Mhm.
but you still kind of, I'm not one of those people who will see the Ed 209 in RoboCop and point and laugh at it because I'm just like, dude, that was the 80s. They were doing what they had with what they got, and that was freaking Phil Tippett, man. You show him some respect.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Phil Tippett. See if we can get him on the podcast.
What is it? Every time you watch a, so you're watching a stop motion film, full feature length film, and you blink, you're missing like a week's or months.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I go to the bathroom. It's like, no. I'll be right back. But yeah, so Tim Burton does a lot of stop motion in his film and stuff, and that's kind of like even in Wednesday, like season 2, he has so the more of the style of Tim Burton. So he has stop motion in it, right? German expressionism. It's in its own world. We really don't have to. We just don't even question it. And then they don't blink. So acting also, in my opinion, is done through the eyes. and everything. Not blinking and just saying your lines is not acting, but like we need to. So they just don't blink. If you notice it, next time you watch a Tim Burton movie, they're not blinking or they blink, and it's done very poetically. Yeah,
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Huh.
Because it's all done in there and stuff. And then anytime it's like when they're talking, like especially when Penguin's doing his whole big spiel, and he goes, he says, "I may have saved the mayor's baby," and he's like, whatever, but he doesn't blink the whole time. And then he's like,
Right.
like really getting into it, but he squints his eyes and stuff, and then he's like back out again and stuff. And so it's just, that's acting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what one of my favorite lines from this movie is?
What's that?
"Hi, Max, remember me?
I'm Fred's hand. Yeah. Want to see any other body parts? Yeah. No, it's actually really, really funny. I took I think we saw it too. We went to the Egyptian and we saw Batman Returns with Braxton. And Braxton was just a little bit younger and everything. I think he was like 8 or 9. Anyways, he's still kind of like, why is he like, why does he go, and stuff. And I go, because he's disgusting, like you can't just say I'm disgusting. You can look at him and say he's disgusting, but he even acts disgusting.
It's those noises and stuff.
Yeah. And he's like, he's a pervert, which is disgusting.
Right.
He just acts like it, like just the pussy I've been looking for, and then like she goes down Oswald, and then he's all sniffing her foot, yeah. And so, and then my other favorite part is when he's like, he decides like, I'm going to kill the kids, he says like, so these are the names of the firstborn sons. And then he's all, we will snatch them from their beds, drag them in the sewer, and toss them into a deep, dark, watery grave. And then everyone's just kind of like, yep. And then this big old fat clown goes, Penguin, and then he like looks over, he goes, isn't that a little, and then he kills him, he goes, no, it's a lot,
Also, how come we haven't gotten It's Always Sunny in Gotham yet?
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Danny DeVito's great.
I know, I love him. So something that really stuck out to me this time, I've seen this movie couple times, not as many as I've seen 89. I've seen 89 and Forever way more than I've seen Returns. Yeah. And I don't know why, just Returns kind of weirded me out when I was a kid.
The best way to look at it is 89 is a Batman movie, but Batman is in a Tim Burton movie in Returns.
In Returns. Yeah. I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
89 does not feel like a Tim Burton movie. It almost feels like a Marvel movie where the studio has a say and the director has to play within those rules.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's the opposite with Returns, where now we're on Tim Burton's turf and Batman is just in this world. And I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I just like the beginning of because that's the first when he first comes into the world and he's like beating the crap out of all the circus freaks and stuff. That's like my favorite part. Even that is done so good,
It's fun. I mean, Dad used to take me beating circus freaks when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
There's not as many around anymore. So
not anymmore.
They're slim pickings.
Yeah.
They've been beat up.
Now you just got to settle for mimes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all.
And they don't scream as loud. Something that stuck out to me this time, and I don't know why, is Max Schreck's beefy son.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 'cause he's got his son walking around. By the way, if you listen to the son talk, did you watch this time around or are you just going off of recent
I'm going
memory?
off of, I've seen it multiple times before, yeah.
So watching it this time, his son, Max Schreck is, I almost said Tim Curry. I meant Christopher Walken. His son is played by this big, giant bodybuilder dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, like way bigger than Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
But the way he talks is he sounds like those boys from Ha Ha You Clowns.
Oh.
He sounds just like that. It's just like,
Yeah, well,
Oh,
like
oh,
goes, you guys gonna have to go through me, and they put all these shotguns and these
Yeah.
knives, and he, ooh, let's see, you know.
Yeah.
And then I like my favorite part too is saying that is when he goes, you didn't invite me, so I crashed, you know. And so he's gonna go and bring Max Shrek's son down to die because he's the firstborn son.
Yeah.
And so then, but when he says that, he has his umbrella, you know, in his hand and stuff. And his son walks over to him like, dude, I could just knock you out. And then he blows off the mannequin's head, and then he points at him, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, you know. He's like, in the duck, you know.
Yeah. But there's this part where Christopher Walken pushes Selena Kyle out the window, and then she comes back like nothing happened. And Shrek's son is like, what are we going to do about her, Dad?
Yeah.
You're just like, why do you sound like that, man?
Did you know that Max Shrek was there was a little bit of producer interference, even though they promised him that he had full control, but this was the foreshadow of firing him from Batman 3. Was supposed to be you know, when he gets burned at the end and everything?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be how Two-Face got made. That was supposed to be Harvey Dent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had to make a Max Shrek.
Gotcha.
Which
Awesome.
is, interestingly enough, the guy who played the original Nosferatu in 1921.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Max Shrek.
Max Shrek.
That's his
so
name.
cool. Oh, yeah.
The actor's name.
That's what he's been up to.
Exactly. Well, does anyone have anything else they'd like to say about either of these movies
Before we grade them,
before we rate
I
them?
got one quick question.
Okay.
What do you guys think about the Christian Bale as Batman?
Love it.
Do you like the Christian Bale?
Where's Rachel? Nah, I don't know. It's kind of
It's okay.
no. I think
Don't hold it in.
they needed him. They needed him because they're doing Christopher Nolan's real, like if it actually happened, you know.
Uh-huh.
They needed that, but the only thing that that made it wrong, in my opinion, is that he had to change his voice. So, but if he's Batman and he has all this money, why didn't he invest in a voice changer, which they eventually got in with Ben Affleck? So, and they did that perfect, in my opinion, too, because they always cast Batman, but when they did Ben Affleck, they finally cast Bruce Wayne, and that played Batman, and then
Right.
he got a voice changer,
Uh,
you know. But he's and then he's just like, wouldn't you think like Bruce Wayne's like, hey, sorry, I'm late. You know, I've been doing this voice all night.
My
You know?
throat's all screwed up now.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I remember liking them when they came out at the time. I remember I wasn't a big fan of Batman 89 when I was a kid. I did like Batman Returns a lot more than I liked Batman 89. But I kind of like stuff that kind of leans into like a gritty realism, and I felt like, especially The Dark Knight, when they leaned into making like the Joker, he's basically just a terrorist. And he's completely grounded in reality. That one resonated with me. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Returns, I think it was.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. I completely forgot those movies.
Yeah. Well, all you needed to know was that they picked the ones that could actually happen. Like you wouldn't see Clayface, which is coming out, but you wouldn't see Clayface all like, you know, like a big old monster like he is. You would just see all the realistic ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt like The Dark Knight was just like the strongest one there.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think now that it's changed, but at one point it was Titanic, Spider-Man 2, and The Dark Knight. Yeah.
Nice.
The highest grossing movies. Did you want us to do if Tim Burton was gonna do?
Yeah. We didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Flip
give
it
us
out.
our grade.
I forgot
Yeah.
all about
All right.
that.
So
Before we do that, Sam resonates with terrorism. I think maybe we should just make a note of that in case, something happens.
Get your hand away from that computer right now.
He's been downloading something this whole time.
it's probably a movie, so that we don't have to pay for streaming services.
That's right.
Those freaking highwaymen.
Yeah.
So, if Edgar Wright were to direct Batman Returns, what would that look like, in your opinion?
It'd be very, very fast. It would be exceptionally well edited. Like, that's another thing about Edgar Wright. That is my editing inspiration. Anything that I edit, like, it's all from just watching Edgar Wright's work. It wouldn't be as whimsical and what's the word I'm looking for? Fantastical.
Okay.
Because that's something that Tim Burton does really well, is that, like, he makes this huge fantasy world.
It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's this huge fairy tale, and I don't think that that's, like, something that would necessarily play into Edgar Wright's strengths. I think Edgar Wright's Batman Returns would probably look a lot closer to something like The Dark Knight.
Okay.
But it'd be like The Dark Knight, but, like, really fast and really well performed.
And Simon Pegg would play Alfred.
I think Simon Pegg would probably be the Joker, because I don't think Simon Pegg would allow him not to cast him as the Joker.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And
Nick Frost as Penguin.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
That'd be a lot of fun.
absolutely.
And for you, good sir, if Tim Burton were to direct
At World's End, I think he
The
would.
World's End.
The World's End.
Gotcha.
No, I think. So I know you hated the blue stuff. There would be.
We're going to have a lot more.
Yeah. You'd have a lot more, but you'd have a different color palette.
It'd be black, I think.
Yeah,
think
but
black sludge
well,
would come.
actually, like it just wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be as colorful. But if we were to stick with that blue, I would stick with the blue, knowing that, and we would instead of just talking to the light, we would see more of the spaceship, and that spaceship would have the German expressionism. We would have a little bit more. Instead of the quick cuts, like, and it's do that for the comedy and
Right.
stuff like that, we would see more of a less of that, but it would be more of a heartfelt backstory, just a little bit, to kind of explain it all. They do that in the beginning of The World's End, but like the quick cuts and everything, and so also the jokes and stuff like that would actually come out through the way they said it, and not set up that joke, which is very well done. Like I said, like how we were talking about, like they make that joke at the very beginning about the wife, and then like towards the end it just comes out of nowhere, like, oh, they told us about this,
Right.
They would that would be done a little bit different. Like she would already be like, do this, and they go, whoa, and they go, yeah, they do this here, like that would be the joke, like, and stuff, and she'd be like, get off my property, kind of thing, and nobody would blink, and so
No blinking on set.
and then like you would see what's it called, more real quick, I know I'm getting more into it, so like another thing that he does, and he did this in '89, is that he actually, we see different variations of Joker '89, like and we see him in his full on everything at the end of it, so like he's wearing a hat, and then you see him wearing the skin tone makeup. His jackets are different. There's a deleted scene where he's wearing a straight up hot pink suit. The Joker is.
Yeah.
And then when he throws water on him and it's all like running and stuff, we're seeing different variations of the Joker. And even with Penguin, we see him like poop in his butt, where he's wearing no clothes, and then we see him like full on decked out as the mayor,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I know the stepfather would be Jack Skellington.
yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It would be Victor probably, but he yeah.
All right. So every time we finish up the show, we go around the horn and figure out what we would rate these. So on a scale of 1 to 10 Gatling gun umbrellas, what would you give Batman Returns?
Oh, like I'd give it.
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Sound it out, guys. No. I would give it like I give it like in my opinion, I give it 100 Gatling umbrellas. That's me.
He likes it.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
really do.
Mikey likes it.
Yeah. What about you, Dad?
I love Tim Burton. I think his shows are fantastic. I love the craziness of them. So I'd probably give it, you said out of 10 Gatling guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably give it 8.5 Gatling guns.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
pretty high up
easily.
there. Sam?
Gatling guns. I would probably give it a 7.5 to 8 Gatling guns.
I think I would give it a 7.5 also. With Batman 89 being at about a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, that would have been flipped for me. I would have said 89 first, then this one, but watching it this time around, just watching Tim Burton play in his sandbox was a lot of fun. All right, and The World's End, Sam, out of
Dismembered arms.
1 out of 10 blueberry blood dismembered arms. What would you give this?
How many
Oh.
arms?
Yeah, easily a 10.
10 arms.
10 arms.
10 arms.
Swinging around in a bathroom stall.
There you go. All right. How about you, Dad?
I'd give it probably 9 arms and maybe a pint of beer.
Okay.
Just to wash that down.
There you go.
Yeah.
George?
I think I'd give it a 9 and 2 fingers.
Really? You're throwing some fingers in there?
Yeah.
Dang, son. All right. I'd give this one 7.5 arms also.
Nice.
Right around the same. All right. Well,
Both good shows. So, yeah.
absolutely. Before we get out of here, where can we find your guys' work? Where can we find your
Yeah.
short films? Where can we plug your Instagrams, your Facebooks, everything? Where do we find you guys?
You can find this. Well, you go first, Sam.
You'll just find me on Instagram as Samuel A. Patzer. I don't post on there very often. If you're going to look for our short films, you're probably going to want to look at George Harrington.
Yeah. It's Jorge Harrington, JRG. And then you'll see me in my red hat and stuff. But we don't always post it. We have things out in the circuit and everything. So like, yeah. But you'll definitely find us at the flicks for the I-48. You'll definitely find us at the Idaho Penitentiary for the 13 Stories.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, they're coming out.
I never do it.
Oh,
I've never signed
Haven't
up
even
for
heard
one.
of it.
It's the one that takes place at the prison.
Yeah, well, you're
Oh.
helping us, aren't you?
I am helping you.
Yeah. So
Well, that would be cool.
And I think we're doing the H48, aren't we?
oh, we're doing the H40. Yes. We're
So you're just doing
You'll
them
see
all.
this also at the Egyptian Theater for that one.
All right. Well,
Nice.
we ready to get on out of here, Dad?
Yeah. I think let's do it. Let's push the button. And we're gone. Did you just blow it up?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
My nose could be gushing blood.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to My Dad's Movie Podcast. We had a lot of fun creating it, and we hope you enjoyed it.
For more content, please check us out at Facebook and YouTube at My Dad's Movie Podcast or visit our website, mydadsmoviepodcast.com.
And always, if you'd like to help support us, please check out our Patreon at My Dad's Movie Podcast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.